Today on the show, I'm going to talk about naysayers and why they're fuel. Ow! Connectors, what's up? DK here. Hope you're having a good day. Hey man, today I want to talk about a subsection of your community that drives you crazy, but honestly you need them. And they have a special role in your career and a special role with your mission and your team. And those people are naysayers. Ah, yes, naysayers. Those people who just immediately when some idea comes up, they just sit there in the room and they look like, I mean, what the hell is this? We just brought up the idea. It's just starting out. We're just pitching it for the first time. Why are you shaking your head? Why are you shaking your head? Naysayers come in different sizes and shapes. They have experience. They're brand new. They're everybody. They just show up. And the hardest thing about naysayers is that they don't come with anything else. They just come with their negative. They just shake their heads. They don't bring anything other than they bring down the room. So what do you do with people like that? What do you do, especially if they are a gatekeeper? If they're the ones that you have to go through, if they're a decision maker, and right off the bat, they're just sitting there and they're bringing the whole room down, and that naysaying vibe just starts to spread. What can you do with that? Well, dealing with naysayers is very much like dealing with anyone who has sort of a negative feeling. To me, the first thing is you don't want that thing to spread. This thing is like a virus, man. You don't want that thing to spread. You don't mind criticism, and you certainly shouldn't mind somebody with an alternative view on what you want. But you gotta get folks to step away for just a second from making a snap decision, making a snap judgment, and let them hear the rest of the pitch, the rest of the story, the rest of whatever it is that you're saying. So here's kind of what I do if I see that in the room. Firstly, I don't make a big thing where the meeting then becomes a one-on-one between Naysayer and DK, but I start putting a little bit more eye contact on that person. Because the thing about the naysayer is they want to exude this confidence that they have the answer already, but they don't really like it when you sort of put the focus on them. So while you're talking to folks and you're moving around the room and you're scanning them, you see the naysayer come in on them and really give a little bit more of the pitch directly to them. That gets them at least thinking. Am I bothering him? And that little bit of worry, am I bothering, am I interrupting, maybe that'll slow them down a little bit. And then through that, they might be thinking, maybe I should pay attention a little bit more to what's being said before I make to that judgment. Here's the other thing though about naysaying, is that if you feel that in the room and you feel that in conversation, or if the meeting is over and the naysayer has sort of dominated that conversation, I use that as fuel for the next things that I do. I say to myself, I'm gonna convert that person from no to yes, or at the very best, no to we'll see. I make that person the poster child for my event. I make him the poster child for my initiative or my purpose. I say to myself, I'm gonna make that person excited about what I'm doing. I am gonna convert them. And if you don't convert them, prove them wrong. There's a phrase in the nonprofit sector that I love dearly, and it's called co-opetition. We cooperate a lot as a sector. We collaborate and work together. We use these phrases so often. But the truth of the matter is, what we also do is we compete against each other. We compete against each other for money, especially things like grants and awards. We compete against each other for time, whether that's television time, air time, social media time, your time. We compete against everybody in our sector, while at the same time we cooperate with one another as best we can. So co-opetition is a thing. The naysayer is a part of that. So what I want to do is use that fuel of no to say, the competition's on. I'm going to prove you wrong. And I'm going to make a believer out of you through a little bit of isolation. If your initiative or organization or idea converts the masses, starts moving in the trend, that bell curve, right? We have people on the end that are total laggards that'll never get to you. And then we have the early adapters that immediately come to you. And then there's the majority in the middle. And as we move up into the majority and we get more and more market share, we get more and more population saying yes, those naysayers look a little odd. They look a little strange. And again, this isn't a competition to prove one is right and one is wrong. But the fuel for that, I think it's good. I think it's healthy. I mean, the same thing happens when I write a grant. I want to win. I want to win the award for my client. I want to win the award for the organization I'm writing on behalf of. I don't want to do it in the detriment to another organization. I want to make sure that the message that we're having is clear. But if I'm sitting in a room and somebody's going to me, I want to win so desperately that I make his head stop swiveling. Now, maybe that's the ethnic person in me. Maybe that's my Italian and my Irish and my short fuse. But the fuel is healthy because it'll get you the drive that you need to succeed. I mean, let's be honest here. The work we do is tough. It's a tough slog. It's A to B to C to D. We're just pushing forward as much as we can. And a naysayer is like somebody in the middle of the road just sort of standing there. And we have some choices. We can either approach them and find an alternate route around them, which we don't have the time or the energy to do. And most of the time that also diverts funding, and we can't do it. We can try to convince them, but that means we slow down. And so we lose inertia, we lose some of the momentum we have, and we slog the process down in tactical. To get the naysayer to turn over, we're talking a lot about the blocking and tackling and very tactical stuff. And that's slow as molasses, and that could bring your project to a halt. Or you go through them, pushing forward with your initiative, realizing it's not for everybody. Wait a second. My friend Erica Napolitano wrote this killer book. It's called The Power of Unpopular. And in the book, what Erica is talking about is that you build a brand for an audience who loves you, for an audience who respects you and enjoys what you're about. And your brand is not for everybody. Your brand is designed for people who are in your tribe, to vibe on your tribe. It's not for everyone to dig. And that naysayer, regardless of position, regardless of where they are, they might even be in your organization as a board member or one of your volunteers or a staff member. They may not be part of this tribe. And the question, of course, for everybody is, do we convert these people? Do we take the time to convert? Or do we slog on? I say drive that message through. Use it as fuel. Again, this is not to go to war. We're not saying to ourselves now we have to battle this person and change the hearts and minds. I believe what we need to do is channel that naysayer attitude. Bring that into the process and say, this is how we're going to prove them wrong. And there's that amazing moment when your initiative starts going. And it's happening. It's in the world. People are moving in and out. I call it the community lung effect. People come in, people go out. They come in, they experience something, they go out and tell the story. And in the crowd, in the initiative, is the naysayer. Now looking like this. So don't fear naysayers. Don't fear people who are against what you're about. Don't even fear people who harshly criticize you and your ideas, who poo-poo the ideas, who put them down as impossible. All they're doing is fueling you. That negative something, take it into a ball and push it back at them. And say, how about this? That's what I call nonprofit power. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me again. I really do appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Again, let me plug this book. It is The Power of Unpopular. Erica Napolitano. Erica, she is awesome. Mwah, love her dearly. Pick up this book. This book is fantastic. It talks about the power of unpopularity, not having to make every single person be converted to you and your tribe. It's just to love on the tribe you've got. I appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much. And if you like this video, please like it and share it. Over here on Facebook, facebook.com/ConnectTheDotsMovement. You can like and share right there. Also, we're up on Twitter. If you can follow us at WeConnectDots. And if you want to reach out to me, maybe a consultation to talk about you, your leadership, your board, your organization, or some of the work that we do at Connect the Dots Movement, you can email me right here at doug@connectthedotsmovement.org. And once again, my name is DK. I'm with Connect the Dots Movement, and you have just been connected. See you around. Duke! Fuck cancer, baby. Kick its ass. Nonprofit power.